So Arsenal 1, Porto 0, 1-1 on the aggregate, all the way through extra time, penalties. Friends of Aaron are in the bin. David Raya coming up clutch with 2 penalty saves out of 4. Apparently, he'd only saved 2 out of 32 before today.
But his last penalty save was 28th of December from Benrahma to stop us from going 3-0 down. So I kind of had a bit of faith. But if you look at the size of his hands are massive. Trust me, I thought I had big hands until I saw his hands. And incidentally,
listen, before we get going, make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta, and it's Kenny's birthday today. Happy birthday to you!
Thank you very much, Lee. And what a present! What an absolute present! You know, I actually was in a food shop just now, and I met this little kid, and he went, "It's my birthday." I said, "Bloody hell, you got a bit of a present." I said, "Mate, it's my birthday as well." I said, "No way." So we touched hands, and I touched hands with his mum as well. But you know, I just seen Oliver Holt, and I just told Oliver Holt that he owes me royalties because last season, when I said we had no boss, when I said that we bottled the league, he actually wrote in his part of his article in the sort of Daily Mail. So I just seen him just now. I said, "Mate, you owe me royalties." He said, "Look, next time I see you, I'll get you a drink." But it was just fantastic because one thing you have to, you know, like I said, come to terms with is that it's so arrogant of our fans who are at Porto. They did them showed them no respect. I actually was telling people before we got to the ground that this could go to extra time and penalties. I generally believed it because I said on my
watch along, we'd do them in extra time.
Yeah, because the reason why I said that is because I thought because they had that cushion of the goal, in Porto, and the fact that I think that they keep the ball a bit better than us. I thought that it was going to be a long day, and that there were times when we struggled with the tempo of the game. I must say this was probably Saliba's worst game. Saliba's judgment was very poor in terms of he kept on trying to clear the ball, give heading clearances rather than keep the tempo slow, get it down and pass it. I felt he was a bit careless today. You know, I was very, very, very frustrated with the substitutes as well. I thought Jesus and Zinchenko, when they came on, Zinchenko especially is brought on actually to keep possession and keep us in the game and keep the Portuguese players, Portuguese team running. He didn't do that. He was kept on giving the ball. He was panicking. And you had Jesus as well, who was doing the same thing. So when we needed calm, there wasn't many calm heads. And the only player that actually showed a bit of calm and actually showed some European shithousery was Kai Havertz. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. He put himself about. You know, he was playing the referee.
He was pushing their manager at one point.
Yeah, that's right. He pushed Conceição, when Conceição was wasting time. And he really got in amongst it, you know. Both managers got yellow carded. Conceição and Arteta got, yellow card. It was that kind of game. It could have gone either way.
One moment of brilliance, because we were dead for the first 40 minutes. And I was like, where's our captain? Yeah. And I was like, the captain's got the ball, mad footwork, fouled, weighter pass perfect. And ironically, the most experienced player on the park played Trossard onside. By about 6 foot.
And that was that. But the thing is, that was his only mistake. And that shows at 41 years old to play 120 minutes of football. Respect to that man. Respect to that man.
He was
and you know what?
With 2 legs, Kenny.
You think about it. He's played. You had the 90 minutes. He's played 210 minutes, and he nearly got his team through a quarter final. Another thing as well. You look at the incident when Odegaard, he put us 2-1 up in aggregate. In England, that goal's given.
That's a goal. Yeah,
that's a goal because you look at it was a similar situation with Alisson and Van Dijk when Martinelli barged Van Dijk. He caused a panic. All of a sudden, Alisson misses his kick, but and Martinelli puts it in a net. Now, fast forward to today, so with February the 4th, March the 12th. Fast forward, what will we get? Different referee, and I think our crowd, like I said, they watch too much of the Premiership. They watch, referees like Oliver. They watch referees like Taylor. They watch referees like Tierney, and they know him inside out. And sometimes these referees give discretion.
The referee sometimes they don't. Trossard's uncle. I wanted to ask you about the crowd as well. I'm glad you've led on to that because my chat was lighting up all the way through the game, saying the atmosphere's flat. There was boos at full time for the ref. Yeah, Like
that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. The atmosphere was fantastic before the game, and then when you get into that sort of European style of play, I think a lot of our fans don't understand European football. They haven't got the patience for European football. Yeah, because simple reason is that they're used to the sort of high tempo, high pressing, high athleticism, great pace, attacking the numbers, which is the Premier League. But in Europe, what was required was for us to change the tempo when we're on the ball from a defensive side, build it up, and then in the last third, speed it up. And that's what we try to do. You look at the goal we scored, we speeded it up. When it mattered, created a bit of space, Trossard's put the ball in. Now, Trossard's a very interesting subject because a lot of us were speculating whether get in there, yes! A lot of us were speculating that whether he'd be substituted to set it off because he was actually a bit of a passenger before he scored. You know, I sound a bit like Michael Caine.
He was
awful.
Not a lot of
people know that. He was actually pretty poor. But you look at the whole situation. That is European football. It's a learning curve for a lot of our players. You know, at the moment, our players are just about getting Premiership experience and Premiership know-how. They're only just in terms of European experience, they're babies. But this is a game which they can learn from because if we get any of the teams in the last 8, regardless of whether it's like, international, Mangalay, Barca, PSG, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, all those sort of kind of teams. One thing that these guys got over us, experience, and even Dortmund, is we've got to be able to keep the ball a lot better because what helped us is that Porto was also tired. Now we give the ball away against players like Muller, Musiala, Harry Kane, Sane, i.e. Bayern Munich players. We can go out. Hey, dude, you're right, mate. Modric. And then you look at Real Madrid. You think about players like Kroos, Modric if he can come on, but people keep the ball. Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior. Those kind of players. You give the ball and give them space. They're gonna hurt you. So this is something we've got to learn from the quarterfinals. Assume the worst from a pessimistic point of view and improve the way we deal with the tempo in Europe because. Let's face it, that game could have gone either way. It's very hard to even pick a man of the match because it was that close.
Mine was Kivior, if I'm honest. Mine was Kivior.
Well, yeah, Kivior, I thought he struggled in parts of the first half. I thought that in parts of the second half, I thought Conceição had the better of him. And then, Conceição got a bit tired. And then he improved. And that's one of the thing about it is that he improved and he learned. But the thing is that I keep on going back to Shevchenko. You're brought on to bring calm, and you cause chaos. He's only like emphasised why a lot of fans are cold on him when it comes to team selection. A lot of fans do not want to see him, like I said, playing against Man City or playing in the big games because I think that his ability on the ball is basically superseded by his defensive ineptitude and his carelessness. He really, really is playing like a midfielder who's found himself as a left back. But you know what? One thing we haven't mentioned, and I'm going to say it now, I think David Raya deserves a bloody medal because he's had to put up with a lot of shit from a lot of these Aaron Ramsdale fans.
Friends of Aaron.
And let's face it, however well-meaning they were towards Aaron Ramsdale, however supportive they were to Aaron and his dad, in terms of going on social media, going on podcasts, the fact is, you got it wrong. This is why we need David Raya. I'm not talking about the penalty saves. I'm talking about the experience. I'm talking about the ability to keep the tempo going, to pass the ball to a red shirt. Now, if that was Aaron playing, you knew full well that Aaron will put it in the bloody mixer, and then what will happen is that they will even get more control of the ball. I hope that David Raya gets the appreciation because he should have got the appreciation long before tonight. And I hope tonight they're going to see why we bought him. Yes, he's only 6 foot and a little bit over, but look at the size of his hands. Look at the calm he brought. Yes, he had a couple of saves he made, but when he saved it, they never really went. The only time it kind of got in danger areas when they put the ball on. Apart from that, he brings calm. This is the guy that could be that actually could make the difference between whether we can, how far we go in Europe and how we can win the league. Yes, he's not an Alisson, he's not Edison, but let me tell you something now. He brings other attributes that you cannot deny and take away. I think that, you know, a lot of the friends of Aaron owes this guy an apology. Because at the end of the day, you did not want him to succeed. I saw you guys at Chelsea. I saw your reaction. I heard exactly your behaviour. I saw your behaviour. And I've seen it even further into the season when we've been calm. Now you look at the situation, right? On Saturday, we looked a significantly weaker team with Aaron in goal. Not because it's Aaron, it's because of the attributes he doesn't have that David has. You know what I mean? And what I mean is not the fact he's the penalty save, it's the ability on the ball, the ability to bring calm, the ability to organise the defence. It's great to be a shot stopper, but it's not just about that. And I think what we're going to need next season is probably a capable number 2 who can actually have those qualities. You look at Liverpool, Quivim Callagher. His performances since Alisson's got injured, you can't notice the difference. For the next 5 weeks, you're going to see, you're going to see Ortega in goal, the German Spaniard. Look at the calmness he brought at Anfield. That's just something we've got to look at next season. If Raya's going to be a number 1 or whatever, we need somewhere similar, because this is where injuries will happen. Raya make injuries, and we need to have someone we can rely on. And today, if you're going to give anyone a man of the match, it has to be David.
And especially coming off of the back of that Ramsdale stinker at the weekend. Yeah, the fact that he's done that, big up. That cements his place. But listen, get yourself home safely, Kenny. I love you. Happy birthday to you, brother. 52, 52. We're in the next round. First time in 14 years, Kenny.
I'll tell you one thing. If we lost the penalties, I wouldn't be 52 today. I'll be more like 72. You know what I mean?
Get home safely, mate. I know it's late there as well. It's nearly midnight there. Love you, man. Always.
Love you, loads. Speak to you soon.
Take care, bro. See you.